That night, the hospital room was quiet in a strange way. The kind of quiet that comes after pain has emptied you. The lights above flickered softly. Her body was weak, her breath uneven. Then came a cry, then another, and then a fourth. 4 fragile lives entered the world in one moment. She lay there, exhausted, sweat on her face, eyes half open, trying to understand what had just happened. 4 babies, 4 heartbeats, 4 futures. Her lips trembled into a faint smile, not fear, not panic, hope. Her first thought was simple. Where is my husband? Pause. Slightly heavier tone. She waited. Minutes passed, then an hour. The door never opened. Instead, a nurse stepped in quietly, her face heavy, her eyes unable to meet hers. He left, the nurse said. She frowned. Left where? The nurse hesitated. He said he can't handle it. 4 children is too much. Too much. Those 2 words landed harder than the pain of childbirth. The man who promised forever, the man who said, "We'll manage." Gone. She turned her face toward the wall and cried, not loudly, not dramatically, but the kind of cry that sinks deep into the chest and stays there. But grief didn't last long, because 4 babies needed her. Tone shifts, grounded, realistic. 3 days later, she stood outside the hospital gate. No flowers, no congratulations, no one waiting, just her. And 4 newborns tied carefully to her chest and back with old wrappers. Her body still hurt. Her legs trembled. People passed by without noticing. Cars moved. Laughter echoed. Life didn't pause for her pain. Hunger came before fear. A kind stranger lent her a small amount of money. Not pity, just quiet kindness. That evening, she cooked what she knew best. She sat by the roadside near the hospital, babies sleeping against her body, and began selling food. Her voice was soft. Her hands were tired. Her resolve was unbreakable. Slightly slower, emotional weight. People stared. Some laughed, some whispered, some asked questions she didn't answer. 4 children? Where is the father? Is she okay? She heard it all. She said nothing. She sold. Every coin mattered. Every sale meant food. Every day meant survival. At night, she slept sitting up, afraid one of the babies might stop breathing. Her back ached. Her eyes burned. But she showed up. Every single day. Tone begins to lift. Subtle hope. One afternoon, a woman stood across the road and watched. She didn't laugh. She didn't judge. She took a photo. That moment passed quietly, but its echo didn't. By morning, her story had traveled farther than she ever had. People saw her. Messages came in. Help followed. Opportunities appeared. Not handouts. Open doors. She moved from the roadside to a small stall. She named it after her journey, her strength, her children. Customers came for the food. They stayed because of her spirit. The business grew, slowly, honestly. Her children grew stronger. Laughter returned to her home. For the first time in months, she slept without fear. Calm, reflective. 1 year later, a familiar face appeared at her stall. The man who left. He looked smaller, older, ashamed. "I was scared," he said. "I didn't think you would survive." She looked at him quietly. Then she looked at her children, alive, laughing, safe. She smiled, not with anger, not with bitterness, with clarity. "I survived because you left," she said, and she turned back to her work. Strong, concluding tone. Life doesn't always break us loudly. Sometimes it tests us quietly and waits to see who we become. She didn't chase what abandoned her. She built what stayed. And that changed everything.